Thank you for joining us, Danny Limelight. Someone who's been traveling by the sounds of it. He's back in California, but last night was in Jacksonville for AEW. Danny, you had a huge night on Dynamite. We'll get to that, but thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, man. It's truly a privilege to be on the show. Little jet lagged, obviously, from traveling, but it feels good, man. I had an amazing night.
Yeah, dude. I'm not just saying this, man. You had the standout match for me last night.
Thank you. I really
did
appreciate
incredible. That. Yeah, I feel like, you know, when wrestlers have that match or that moment where they really become like a star or they're taken more seriously. I think that was it for you last night.
Thank you, man.
You went up against the Elite with the Varsity Blondes, and you showed everyone what Danny Limelight's all about. So how was it for you last night, getting that spotlight or the limelight?
Man, it was a blessing, bro. Like, I'm super grateful, obviously. I personally, you know, I felt like I belong in the ring with the best in the world. I feel like I can hang with the best of them, you know. And I think that I've been showing that week by week, you know, my matches with Ray Phoenix and Cage and Seidel, you know, just test after test, it feels like. But I think that, you know, and not even to mention, you know, my stuff with New Japan, just, you know, wrestling Rocky Romero, Chase Owens, you know, being in the ring with Fred Ross or some of the best in the world over there. And it's just constantly showing myself and showing everybody what I can do. And I think last night was definitely that defining moment, you know, when you're in the ring with the best in the world and Kenny Omega and you're going, you know, toe to toe with him. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about Kenny and AEW and what they've done for my career. But last night was like a dream come true. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on the cloud 9 right now, but it's the truth, man. The biggest match of my life for sure. And the only way it'll get bigger than that is if I'm in the ring one-on-one with Kenny Omega, you know?
Yeah, dude. And that's only a matter of time, I'm sure. But like you said, it was a great year for you in 2020. The back end, especially, you got to wrestle in New Japan. You had I believe you've had 10 matches in AEW now, including Dark and Dynamite, which is incredible.
Yes. The Dynamite match was my 10th match.
Right, awesome. So you're pretty much an AEW Dark / Dynamite mainstay at this point, and it was so cool to see you on Dynamite, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
So I was watching live on Fight TV, and there's a chat which goes along with it, and you should have seen the reaction in the live chat to when that match was happening. That was the most active I've seen it all night.
Really?
People were just saying this Danny Limelight's a future star, and a lot of people were, I think it might have been like the first exposure to you if they've not watched Dark. And it was so cool to see these people reacting to you. What's the reaction been like? I mean, on social media blew up last night. I'm sure you saw it, but how's that been for you? Social media, you know.
My phone has not stopped going off, man. Like I was trying to FaceTime my daughter and talk to my daughter, and it was just bling, bling, bling. Notifications after notifications. I had to turn my notifications off. You know, I was trending on Twitter in the middle of a presidential impeachment. You know, just all the tags and the fans posting their gifts and their videos and clips, and people that had never seen me before, you know, so proud and happy to see me, and the people that have seen me for a while, you know, saying that they always knew it would happen, and it was overwhelming in the best way possible. And you know, I'm just grateful, man. Like, it feels good to finally, you know, be acknowledged by some people that you know never knew who I was. It feels good to prove, you know, everybody that believed in me right, and it feels good to prove doubt is wrong, man. It really does.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's just an awesome feeling. Social media was amazing. I've been trying to answer everybody. I think I've done a pretty good job so far, trying to respond back to everybody, and you know, just thank them because I wouldn't be there without them, you know. So it's been so much fun.
That's so cool. And I was reading in an interview with Fightful that you did.
Yes,
it was actually Christopher Daniels who got you the chance in AEW, I believe.
No, it was. I had contacted Christopher Daniels, but it was actually QT Marshall that contacted me.
Right.
You know, and brought me in for my first appearance with AEW, and yeah, it's been an every week thing since then.
Yeah, it really has been every week, hasn't it? Like,
yes.
Like I said, you've had 10 matches.
I think I've missed 1 week.
Yeah,
1 week since I've debuted.
I don't think a lot of people realize how good AEW Dark is.
There's so much talent there, man.
Yes, so much talent. And I think the first time I saw you was on Dark. I'd heard your name, definitely. I hadn't seen you as regular as this before. But as
Right.
soon as I saw
Yeah.
you come out, I was like, yeah, we'll keep an eye on this guy. And he
Thank you.
very
I
quickly became
appreciate that.
someone we wanted to speak to. So it's a pleasure speaking with you. But it's
Thank
been
you, man. It's a lot.
it's also been great seeing the progression of your character. Because if there's one thing I think AEW is really good at, especially Dark, it's bringing in these independent names, but also giving them some kind of they don't just throw you in for a random match. You actually have some kind of chance to get your character across and build up a
Right.
win-loss record. And I feel like that's what you're doing right now. What's your immediate goal in AEW? Is it to rack up some more wins on Dark, or like you
It's to
said, get
sign a
that match with
contract.
Omega?
Yeah, I want to sign a contract. I want to officially be all elite.
Yeah,
That's where I stand right now. Obviously, I won't turn down any other opportunities. I take all opportunities in if it came my way.
yeah,
But as of right now, I want to be a part of the elite. I, obviously, I started 2021. My singles record is 1-0 now. So that's a good way to start the year, if you ask me.
yeah.
And obviously, yeah, my 10th match, I'm in the ring with Kenny Omega on Dynamite. I would love to have my one-on-one with Kenny Omega someday. I would like to have a match with Ray Phoenix again, a rematch with Ray Phoenix on Dynamite, or Sammy Guevara, or Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
But I think my immediate goal is to show, whatever else that they haven't seen from me or they need to see from me, is to get that out there so they can see what they need to see, so that I can be a part of the team officially.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Like I said, it's Dark's been a great place for these emerging talent. Even Alan Angels, he had a chance against Kenny Omega, and now look at him, he's in the Dark Order, and you're one of the same
Right.
talents. As soon as I saw Alan Angels, I was like, this guy's a star. He's going to do well for himself. And since you came about, it's the same feeling. I feel like in a year's time, you're going to be a Dynamite regular. I just find it really interesting. Like, you've got a very unique style. When I first saw you, I thought you'd be quite a high-flying guy. You're more of a technician striker.
Yes.
Take me back to your training. Who did you train with, and what inspired that style?
Well, I'm not really officially trained. I don't have a school that I trained at. I don't have any of that. If I'm being completely honest with you, I was kicked out of my school, early in the business, and they told me I'd never wrestle again. So, I take that for what it is. But I was trained one-on-one sessions with guys like Mariachi Loco and Lil Chola out here in the West Coast. I've trained with John Morrison. I've got in the ring with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, and we've trained some strikes and stuff like that. But I have a parkour background. I have a stunt background. I have a martial arts background in the Marine Corps. I've boxed too as well, and I was a first-degree black belt instructor in the Marine Corps martial arts program, which is where a lot of my technical and striking and grappling stuff comes from. But when I first started wrestling, I definitely was flying all over the ring. I was definitely the high flyer. But then I realized, one, it does damage to my body as well. But two, that I do have more to offer than just flying, because I do have striking abilities. I do have grappling abilities, and I had a good range of submissions. And I think it was just this year, especially when wrestling on New Japan Strong, that I told myself that I need to evolve my moveset. I've always wanted to be innovative. I've always wanted to do things that people don't really see, because I have that creative mindset and the athleticism to be able to pull it off. And I think I showed a little bit of that yesterday, in the match with Kenny. But people that watch me on New Japan see my stuff all the time, and they see how innovative and how creative I can be. And I think that at some point this year, I was like, what if I just put my high flying and my striking and my grappling all together and just really became a hybrid wrestler, and I can do it both as a baby face or as a heel. And that's how I just wanted to carry on with it.
Yeah, well, it's funny you should say that, because I feel like last night I definitely got some babyface vibes coming from you. I don't know if it was just that you were putting up such a good fight against the Elite, but there was definitely some babyface vibes there. How do you feel about perhaps being perceived as a babyface? Because on Dark, you've definitely been a heel, you've been the bad guy.
Right. Honestly, it's just for me, it's however I can be an asset to the company. So if they need me to be a heel or they need me to be a face, I can easily work both. I think that I'm more natural in the heel style, but I know how to be a baby face. I know how to put up a good fight back, and I can talk on the mic both ways.
So it's really however I can add value to the company, however I can be an asset to the company is what I'm down for. You know, that I don't have, like, I'm not married to either side.
Yeah, that's it. As long as you're an asset to the company, as long as you're bringing something to them, that's what you want. What was it like teaming with the Varsity Blondes then, with Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman?
That was fun, man. You know, Brian Pillman and Griff, man, two young, you know, athletes, very talented, fun guys, great guys. You know, actually one of the first two guys that kind of welcomed me in to AEW when I got there. You know, whether it was adding each other on social media and just chopping it up in the back, like, it was pretty cool to have that moment with them. You know, I've known Pillman for a while now, especially from the the SoCal indie scene. But it was cool to just share that spot with them, and they definitely deserve to be there. I had seen after the promo was released by Kenny and Don Callis that they were going to be doing a 6-man tag. Twitter was already saying, "Oh, I hope it's Limelight and the Varsity Blondes." You know, so I had seen that popping up, and I was like, okay, maybe this is what's going to happen. Maybe this will work for us. And it worked out great, man. I think they held their own too, and they showed a little bit of what they can do with some of the best in the world. So I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I feel like that's what last night was. It was a showcase. You know, they could have put anybody in that match with the Elite, but I feel like they really took a chance and said, no, let's give it to some young kids. Let's give it to Limelight and the Varsity Blondes. Put up a great fight, and I think the fans want to see it again. I want to see that Omega match with Limelight now.
My dream match coming into towards the end of 2020, my dream match was Rey Fenix. That was my. I like to set attainable goals, short-term attainable goals, as well as long-term goals. My long-term goal last year was to get signed by the company, and my short-term was to wrestle Rey Fenix, and I got to accomplish wrestling Rey Fenix. Now, after stepping into the ring with Kenny Omega in the second or third week of the new year, now my goal is to wrestle Kenny Omega one-on-one. And I feel like he's the best in the world, but I know that I can hang with him. And I know that I can go toe-to-toe with him. And I believe that if given the opportunity, that I'll be able to show the world that. And I feel like we was 100% put in that spot. Like, literally, we were put in that spot for a reason. And I'm just grateful that they saw the potential and they took a chance on me because TV time is money. Mm-hmm. And people were sending me videos and clips, and like there was commercials airing while I was still in the ring. Like, time is money, and I'm grateful that for that moment, that they just invested that much. And obviously Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, but we shared the ring with them at that time. So to me, I'm grateful for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, time is money when it comes to TV, and especially TNT. It's one of the biggest networks in America. And forever now, you'll be able to say you had a match on TNT. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, what do you think of this current relationship between AEW and Impact? To me, as a fan, it's quite surreal. To you, does it seem like something that would excite you if you did get signed by AEW?
Yeah. It's exciting because it's look how much eyes are on wrestling right now. It's amazing for the business. I think that it's awesome that they're to bring that kind of attention. Kenny Omega's the best at what he does, and him hopping back and forth, the Good Brothers invading. Like, I think it gets people talking, and I think that in a world where there's a bunch of bull crap going on right now, that people can have wrestling to look forward to or be excited about. Because you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to, turn on who or get, it's just so much anticipation of what's going to happen. And it's to me, it's fun, man. It opens more opportunities for people. And even like myself, wrestling on New Japan and wrestling on AEW, it's I'm not signed either way, but the fact that I'm able to do that, I'm grateful for, to showcase a different kind of fans from different companies. And I've wrestled for Impact before, and it's just surreal that this is happening for wrestling, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. And in my opinion, just having that spot last night in the middle of one of the biggest stories right now happening in wrestling, was exciting.
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened last night. You're one of the top independent talents, got to take on the AEW World Champion, teaming with the Impact Tag Team Champions. That's awesome.
I was preparing for Kenny and the Young Bucks. So I mean. Yeah,
right. I mean, that would have been still cool, right? I mean, that's going to be a match that you still Still waiting to get, right?
This is like I do have a tag team partner, Papo Esco. Shout out to my tag partner, but like I would love to just have a singles match with one of the Bucks. Especially like Nick Jackson. I think that
he's
would
incredible,
be
right?
So who knows, man? I just got to continue to stay consistent, continue to grind, and put in the work and show people that I belong. And I think that a lot of people saw yesterday was just a taste of what I can actually do, and I think that the sky's the limit. And all I got to do is keep proving my worth, keep proving that I could be an asset to the company.
That's a match I really want to see now. You versus Nick Jackson, because Nick Jackson, right, he's a great tag team wrestler, but to me, one of the best juniors in the world, that junior style. Right. If he did a solo run in New Japan, for example, he'd clean up, he'd kill it. So yeah, I'd love to see you versus Nick Jackson at some point. We might get it. You never know what's going to happen with that developing story right now.
You never know.
You never know, man. But yeah, like before we start to wrap up, Danny, it's been great talking about your AEW matches and stuff so far. But if you was to tell us what's in store for you in 2021, you said you like to ascertain, achievable goals. What's the next goal apart from wrestling Kenny Omega? What's the next goal for Danny Limelight?
I want to sign a contract.
You want to sign a contract, yeah?
Yes, I want 2021 to end, and I'm no longer a free agent. I think that's an attainable goal. I think that, I want to continue to put on some of the best matches every Tuesday on Dark. I want to continue to show, the world of New Japan what I can do on New Japan Strong with Team Filthy, alongside Tom Lawler, JR Kratos, and Chris Dickinson. I want to continue to do my thing on the United Wrestling Network with Papo Esco until I eventually sign a deal. And I think that it's important to bring those up with me. And I want to shout out, my tag partner. I want to shout out my Team Filthy guys because, they're the guys that are right there with me in the fight, in the trenches, like I like to call it. So those are my goals, man. Just, aside from the Kenny, it's definitely signing a contract, continue to show the world what I can do and continue to make my daughter proud, man. That's all I can ask for right now.
That's awesome, man. We'll be watching you all the way. We're big fans. Like I said, I hadn't really seen you work up until a few months ago, but you've made an instant fan out of me.
Thank you.
So it would be awesome to get you back on again in a few months and see what's going on with you. See if you've achieved any of those goals. Maybe you'll have wrestled Kenny by then, and maybe you'll be all elite. Hopefully, man. I've got my fingers crossed for you. But yeah, is there anything you'd like to promote, Danny? Do you have any merchandise that we can get?
I just want to thank you so much, dude, for bringing me on the show. I appreciate the time. And for those that are not following me, I'm not hard to find. You can reach me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at Danny Limelight. I'm all over, Pro Wrestling Tees, prowrestlingtees.com/Danny Limelight. And I even have my own wrestling buddies out there. If you want to wrestle Danny Limelight, you can DM me. I can send you the link to my wrestling buddies. And let's just win together, man. Let's make 2021 better than 2020 was.
I don't think it'll be hard to be better than 2020. But yeah, man, all the best to you. And thank you so much for coming on. And we've been Ringsiders, Danny Limelight. We'll see you soon.